Oh man, this spin makes my morning every morning. Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in yet again to another episode of The Bray Show. Really working on getting on television. Half kidding. But how's everyone's morning going? I hope it's going awesome. I've been having a great morning so far. I've already went to the gym, did my meditation, my 5-minute journal, everything like that. Everything to kind of keep and hold me accountable. And I also just had an incredible first. I created a new program now, the Zoom workout class that I lead. I create a new program every 6 weeks. And so this is the 4th program I've created. And today's day 1 was success. So I wanted to come on. And my topic for today is about letting go of resistance. And then also understanding and having forgiveness as well. Because if you're a type of person who holds grudges or gets upset about people easily or really just starts to give off that negative energy and hate towards a certain situation, you're pretty much resisting any growth in and around what has happened, because what you resist persists. So that's why it's really important that we always show up authentically ourselves and really let people know, how we're feeling or why we're feeling that way, and just getting very intentional with our friends and how I don't know what's going on. I'm not on the ball today, but you know what? I'm not going to take down the video. This is just imperfect action. I'm just showing up, and this is me. Mainly because I wrote it down, and now I'm just getting distracted, and I just need to go with the flow. But this episode is inspired by my one friend who had a podcast around resistance. And the more we resist in our life, the more it persists. So if you're wanting change, but you're not making the change, obviously, then you're resisting the change, which means you won't change in your life. And when we're resisting to something, we're holding on to it. And so that could be an example, like you and a friend got into a fight, and you're holding on to that grudge about that person. So you're resisting any room for conversation or maybe to talk about what had actually happened, or you're not allowing any room to get hurt either. And so that's why a lot of people resist things. But to really understand that the more we go against something, the more it's going to come back towards us. And if we can understand forgiveness and start working on not letting things linger and being able to not let it go in the sense of you have to say if that person was right or wrong, but you can let it go in the sense of that it's no longer affecting you because it doesn't serve you. So things just are, that just is what it is. And it seems like this episode will be quite short today. But so it's kind of like, if you're holding onto this pen, in order for you to write, you're resisting it. So of course, it's going to write. But if you're trying to make movement in your life, like if you're putting your two hands together and you're pushing them towards each other, there's no movement, which means you're not going to move forward in your life or in your goals or in your friendships if you're constantly trying to stay in resistance or hold a grudge or be against someone. So if you take a little bit off, you can start seeing that movement. And so really what I'm getting at is work on not resisting things in your life, but rather dealing with them powerfully and then being able to move them out of the way so they're not in your path and not disrupting you and what you're working on and or your relationships. So I hope that kind of made some sense. I feel like I'm talking around in a circle, but I just really enjoyed that because I know that, for myself personally, I'm sure we are often getting in our heads about things, right? And my biggest thing, and what I try not to do, is not to assume what people are doing or what their words meant or what their actions meant, because I find that it's just best to not assume, because for me, and I'm not sure if this happens for me a lot, but I feel like it probably would. I'm just a really nice, caring guy that I go out of my way to help people or to see how they're doing or to show them support, especially if I know that someone hasn't really had the best of a life, I guess you could say. I'm there for them even extra. It's really important for me to get them to understand that they're important and stuff like that. So for me, I dislike when people think I'm coming across a certain way because they're not used to people showing up that way for them. They often think that there's an ulterior motive, and it's kind of really hard when you're someone like me who just has everyone's best interests in heart for people to think that there could possibly be an ulterior motive when really you're just wanting better for them in their life. And so I do deal with that sometimes, and but I just say to myself, well, at least I can show up the way I want to show up at all times, and I can walk away from a situation knowing that I showed up the way I wanted to. Now, whether or not like they want to believe a certain way, that's fine. It's not my situation to deal with anymore. I know I did what I wanted to do, and that was it. So I just want people to also take that on as well, like really truly just authentically being yourself this week. If something's bothering you, say it. If you want to do something, say it. If you don't want to do something, say it. So I just really want people to take that on this week of being extra authentic. That's really what I'm going to be taking on as well. Just really understanding that we all have a voice and we can all speak it, and the right people in your life should be able to communicate with that. And if people can't, or they have a problem with it, then those people just aren't aligned with you. We're not meant to change our colors like with every person we meet. It's like going to a barbecue and wanting a cheeseburger, but they have sausages and hot dogs and this and this and this and this and this and all these options, where like we as people shouldn't show up in a sense of that we're tailored to absolutely everyone, because if you're going to try to get along with everyone or stuff like that, you're just going to exhaust yourself, because every single person has a different opinion. So your opinion is the only one that matters. So don't resist that, and understand that forgiveness is huge, not only within yourself first, but then other people in your life. People really don't know what's going on half the time. They're not really aware about how they're coming across. Some people are intentional about it, some people aren't. So just really be authentic this week, and be authentic this week. What's something that you've been wanting to do or say for a while now, but you've been kind of afraid to do it? Is there something coming up for you? And then figure out what that is. And I challenge you to take that on this week and really get intentional with who you're being and how you are. And just be authentic. Just be authentic. Yeah. All right, guys. Random video. Kind of went all over the place. But my videos moving forward will be a lot more structured and very to the point. But I hope everyone is having an amazing day and creating goals for yourself this week, and really understanding and remembering that if you're not choosing to take a different action in your life, you're choosing the one that you're in and you're enabling it, and in which fact you can't complain if you're not making a change. So have an amazing day, everyone, and I'll talk to you soon.